Hello there, I'm Geki. Today I'm gonna review Anthony Rubo's Renaissance Man, distributed in the US by Rio Grande Games. Came out last year. It plays in about 30 minutes and ranges from 1 to 4 players. It's a weird game, so let's go straight to how it plays and then we'll come back and discuss. Renaissance Man is a weird game in which you are basically trying to build a pyramid of people with the aim to be the first to build the 15 person. And you will do that during the game by placing new cards over previous ones. And you will see that each card will have an identity, which is this big symbol here, which matches its foundation for following cards, plus the 2 foundations that are needed for that card to be played. And you will see that you start with 5 cards, 4 of which have 2 symbols on the top, and one of them, which is a wild card, it's a Renaissance Man, and he can provide for any foundation that you may need. So in this case, for example, this teacher would need a coin and a shield. This guy provides the coin, you need the shield, the wild card provides a shield, and you can place this here. And you will keep doing that and trying to grow your pyramid until you have everything you need and you place the 15th card. So the way you do this is in every turn you will take 1 action for each level of cards that you have. So if you have people only in the first row, as you will in the beginning, you will be able to take only 1 action, but later on things will get better and you will be able to take more actions. So the reason you want to do this is that other people will be taking actions as well, and so you want to build up your engine as soon as you can. But there is a problem. The number of actions you will take is determined by the highest level of your pyramid, but the type of action will be determined by the showing cards on each level. So in this case, for the first action of the turn, this player would only be able to take the baker action or the knight action. He would not be able to take any of the second level actions, and he will only be able to take the merchant in the third action. And this limits your playability a lot, so you have to plan for that. What you can always do is remove cards to uncover other actions, and you will have to do that because it's very hard never to make a mistake in this game. And you have to do with what cards you get and potentially from what you can get from the combo board. So the 4 actions that you can take are hiring, you do it with the merchant. That means placing a card on the board, respecting the rules that I said before. You can either build up your actions, you don't want to do your levels, you don't want to do that, or you can have an asymmetric thing in which you are building up on one side and keeping actions available on the other. And that's the most straightforward action. The knight allows you to place one of your knights, these ones, on the knight's board. So when you do this, you will discard 1 card of the 5 that you have each turn in your hand and activate the knight action. To activate the action, you do not need to have the card in your hand, you only need to have it showing on the level of the action you're taking. But there will be 4 cards on this board that will be common to all players, and you have to discard a card matching the symbol of the one you're trying to conquer. So let's say I want this this merchant here. I would have to discard bread maker to place a knight there. At the end of the turn, whoever has the majority in each card will gain that card and they can immediately place it on their tableau as if they had hired them, or they can keep it in their hand. And these 2 are quite simple. The next 2 actions are a little weird. The bread maker will allow you to discard a card to gain a token relative to that action. So if you discard a merchant, you will get an higher token. If you discard a bread maker, you will get a bread, and so forth and so on for the teacher and the knight. When you do that, you will place them in your baker space here, and you can have two of the same or different ones. Later on, whenever an action is taken that you cannot take, or that you don't want to take what you can take, you can spend one of these tokens to take the corresponding action. And this sounds a little bit like a waste. You take one action to later take one action, so the net result is 0, of course. You don't gain anything, but this allows you the flexibility that you will need to cover some of your action in order to go up and still be able to operate without ever to dismantling your entire structure. Finally, the teacher, it works like the baker. You discard cards, so if you activate the teacher and discard the teacher, you will get the teacher token. If you discard the baker, you will get the bread token, etc. And you will place them in this area of your board. Contrary to the baker, you can never have two of the same. But as soon as you have 4, you immediately gain a Renaissance Man, which is basically the back of a card. You draw it from the deck, and you can place it wherever you want because it goes on top of anything, and it provides foundation for anything. So it makes it far easier to go up, but it does not provide an action, so you're not increasing your chances. You keep playing until someone is able to place the 15th card. Play is simultaneous, so each action is taken at the same time by every player. So whoever gets to the winning spot first wins the game. Are you confused? Good, because I was confused as well. The game leaves you disoriented when you first play it, and it's surprising for a game that is not amazingly deep or with amazingly complicated mechanics. You play a card, you cover other cards, you block out some of your actions. But the reduction of the availability of spaces on different levels makes for some very hard choices. And there are situations in which you virtually cannot do anything without going back and removing a bunch of cards from your tableau that took so long to build. And it can be frustrating and disorienting, as I said. This said, the game was fun. Not my favorite game of last year by any mean. I won't play it as often, but it will probably stay in my collection. The game is very original. So if you are interested in trying games that are weird and special, and you are a collectionist and you want games that are different from others, you certainly will be interested in this. If you are interested in thematic games, this is definitely not the game for you. There is no reason, with the exception of the teacher maybe and the merchant, for the characters doing what they do. And even the ones that make a little sense certainly do not deliver a Renaissance feeling. There is no invention, there is no little rich Italian families fighting each other, there is no mecenatism, there is no art. It's just selecting actions and whatever they could have retained it to anything. Even if you are involved in regular Euros with resource management and building your engine, that is not gonna happen, because here you're as much building your engine as you are destroying it, because you are building up to get a higher number of actions, but you are reducing the available actions, and so your engine is constantly on the brink of breaking down, on the brink of breaking down. This said, when you want to try something different, and this is why I will keep this game, I suppose, when you want something different, this is the game you want to go to. And for the 30 minutes that it takes to play, sometimes less, is super interesting. And the winner can come out of nowhere, not because of luck. It's hard to be lucky because the combination of different symbols are so various that you cannot just wait for the right card to come out. You have to plan for it. It's a very different game with 2 than it is with 4, because with 2, basically, whenever you want a card from the Knights section, just get it, while if you are in 4, you can add up to try to get the majority and not get it in the first turn and try to get it later. But this said, the game is interesting, there is no direct conflict, no one can do you any harm. It's a nice brain burner. It can become very hard to figure out how much of your pyramid to dismantle in order to find the action that you really need. So if you like the game, be prepared to use the baker more than you would expect, and your baker will allow you to do stuff, apparently. Forget about the team, forget about what you're used to, and if you do like games that go a little out of the ordinary, even at the risk of becoming weird to play, this could be a game for you. But I don't think it's gonna blow the minds of either Eurogamers or more thematic gamers. I hope you had fun, and see you soon. Bye.